So I actually have a question for any of you there that are experienced with QGIS. The tool or the two tools to move a feature or copy and move a feature. Is there any way to toggle between those two? Or do you have to always go up and click on pull down the tool to get the other one? Do you know what I'm saying? Does anyone know?
I don't know the answer, but I've been playing with keyboard shortcuts, reassigning them lately because the space bar function was driving me nuts. So I think I got that set the way I wanted it. So maybe that's part of your answer. I don't know.
Are
Maybe
you
Edward has some insight, I'm sure.
Yeah, my vote is for sure hotkeys also.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would like to have you know, is to be able to just key to get the other tool, because a lot of times, um, like if I've got a parcel that I'm splitting and the parcel ID or the lot number is in the wrong place after I split it. So I need to move it into the center of the piece that's remaining and then copy that to the other half of the parcel that I split out and move it. So I use both of those tools in succession, but I don't like having to go back up to the menu every time to grab the other tool. It'd be a lot easier if I could just, use a keyboard shortcut to do that, to switch tools. And there's some other buttons that are like that where you're kind of going back and forth between them.
Yeah, I think the toggling is pretty straightforward in the keyboard shortcut editor thing. So give that a spin.
Okay. Can you assign a new keyboard?
I think
Yeah,
so.
you
Yeah.
can, yes.
Okay, I gotta look at that for sure. Or if I can't figure it out, I'll maybe get you to get you to do a little presentation on that, on how to do shortcuts, because I really haven't spent much time doing it. I'm just waiting another minute or two, see who else we pick up.
Seem to be getting any more folks. We may have maxed out here.
Yeah, I think only one announcement went out. We probably should have done a couple announcements about this, but it is what it is.
Okay,
And
it's
I,
recorded. This is going to
yeah,
be out. Yeah.
that's the other thing is that I know from hearing from other people that they're just going to the recordings when they show up anyway. So with that, I think I'll turn it over. Ed, do you go by Ed or Edward, or what do you prefer?
Edward.
Edward. I'm going to make you co-host so that you can control the screen. And could you just briefly introduce yourself before I do that?
Yeah, sure. I'm Edward. I've been working in open source geospatial technology industry for 15 years already. I started in science. I worked for like in climate and oceanography area first. Then for several years, I worked in university and have courses on geodesy, photogrammetry, geoinformatics, and cartography, and everything around that. Um, I switched several scientific institutions, and then I decided for myself that science is very interesting, but industry is like more about how I think and how I prefer to see things work. So I switched to industry and joined NextGIS um, already 7 years ago. And I walked the path from like being GIS analyst and software developer to like doing more business development stuff. So
All right. Well, very good. Well, welcome. I don't know if John told you much about the main GIS user group. We've been going for, Steve, do you have any idea? I mean, it's been 25 plus years easy. It's 1990, so probably 30 years.
yeah,
And had
something like
probably
that.
probably several hundred little conferences and And I can't even begin to tell you all the people who have been involved in this organization. It's been a great thing here in the state. Um, so I'm going to turn this over to you in the interest of getting going here. And I'm going to make you co-host, and you should be able to share your
I
screen,
try.
etc.
Yeah, I try to share my screen. Please let me know if I.
Yep, I see it.
Very good. Um, so please feel free to interrupt me with questions. I think we will have a dialogue. I will show and speak about some like general things, and then I will try to show you something practical to make some kind of live demo to show how things work. And my today's topic is what is our approach to build enterprise-grade spatial infrastructures around QGIS? What software we create to do it? And NextGIS. So, should I react on people entering, or you can handle it in parallel? Sorry.
Say that another way, Edward.
Should I react on people waiting for in the waiting room, or you can handle it on your own?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have this
taking care of
notification.
that.
Okay,
I'm admitting them. You can just ignore that, please.
okay, thank you. I just see these notifications. Okay, so I will start from short introduction about who we are, NextGIS. We are a European company now. We are geospatial software developers since 2011. We have 15 years on our record, and now we have financial and center of operations in Estonia, European Union, but most developers and as myself, we live in Serbia, Novi Sad, where we have something we call development center. And of course, as many modern companies, we are like globally distributed remote first team, but we have these two cities as hubs, so we call ourselves an European company. We are not random company in context of QGIS user group meeting because we are long-term contributors to QGIS. We have been committing to the QGIS core for all these 15 years. We are part of QGIS family. We are the largest QGIS plugin developers in the world, having more than 30 plugins, including the world's most popular one, QuickMap Services. The world's most popular plugin with 11 million downloads is our plugin, our crowdsourcing catalog of geospatial data services. And we support not only QGIS, but also GDAL is a programming library underlying almost every geospatial software in modern world. We maintain several vector and raster formats in this library. And also OpenStreetMap project is very, very important for us. We are major sponsors for it for many years and community events holders, etc. But we not only support open source geospatial software, we also open sourced ourselves. Our platform is largely open source. You can find our GitHub account, NextGIS, and we have more than 250 public repositories, and all essentials we have, all essential software, application services we develop are open sourced. Our WebJS server, I will demonstrate today, is open sourced. Our QGIS integration layer is open sourced. Our mobile applications are open sourced. So you can not just use them for free. That's not the point for open source. You can control, you can deploy it on your own server. You can do anything you want with the code, with the applications, etc. It's not like either way for software company to be like largely open sourced, but that's our core philosophy, and we still trying to keep this philosophy and this way of living, I would say. John asked me to say a couple of words about our geospatial data store. I will return to this slide just to highlight this role. There are three main things we do. So we develop software. We have our own products, mostly open sourced. We perform custom development for organizations, governments, etc., building something unique solutions for unique needs. And we have this geospatial data store. I didn't mean to pitch commercial solutions today, but I will spend 1 minute to explain this data store. It's available on data.nextgis.com. And this is a place where we deliver public domain datasets, like main public domain datasets. We deliver them in convenient and ready-to-use way. So using this service, you can select product you need. We have 11 global products available, like base map, elevation map, land cover map, points of interest map, etc. Select area of your interest, for example, main state. Select format. There are plenty of available options. If you work in QGIS, you can select QGIS. If you work in ArcGIS, you can select ArcGIS, MapInfo, Google Earth, etc. And what you get is a styled and organized QGIS project, GIS project, not only QGIS, it could be ArcGIS, MapInfo, and others. You get the styled and organized project with which you can start working immediately. So the value of this service is to give you like ready to go GIS project in minutes. Yes, it's fully based on public domain data. So for example, base maps are based on OpenStreetMap and Overture Map Foundation data. We don't produce anything. We don't have field teams who collect the data, but we build these delivery pipelines. And what we are proud of is that it's very accessible. For example, the whole main state, a base map for whole main state is only 20 euros. So it's because we do not own the data, we own the delivery service. So if you're interested in something like that, please take a look. I created a special promo code. I promise you that's the last sales thing you will see today.
I'm a huge fan. I can't stop buying the data. I just bought some more last night. A little late on the promo code.
Yeah, so feel free. It's active until the end of summer. I can prolong it. So yeah. Today I wanted to speak about building special data infrastructures around QGIS. QGIS is brilliant software, and we are near QGIS for 15 years. It's my first and the main tool in my everyday routine. And QGIS is uniquely flexible. It has a lot of tools for creating the maps, analyze your data, automate things, etc., etc., etc. But as soon as you leaving your isolated workspace, when you have a team or you have organization, QGIS starts it's just desktop application, yes, and it need to have some infrastructure around it. What kind of infrastructure I mean? First thing you want to have, if you have a team organization, you want to have some kind of centralized storage with roles-based access to the data. Yes, you have a lot of people. They have to collaborate on the data, on the maps, etc. QGIS as desktop application can't provide it by itself. You need something to control and track the changes, to be able to answer questions like who changed the object when and how you can undo an accidental deletion or modification of data. When you work alone, it's not very big problem. You can make local backups, you control everything. But when you have two or more people, it could become like a real pain. When several people edit something, conflicts are inevitable. So you have to have some mechanism to decide who's right and who's wrong. You usually need to have some capabilities to share the data with people outside your team to show it to stakeholders, municipality, to the citizens if you're a municipality yourself, etc. So, and you usually can't share the QGIS project to citizens and say, please open the QGIS, open this data. They won't do it. They want to use their browser or mobile phone, but nothing more complex. You usually also have a need to integrate data from other systems. Yes, the United States, I believe the top one country in terms of like government services. You can find anything. You have like public services about everything, topography, flood, fires, etc. And it's nice to integrate this data to your workflow, as well as integrate your data to these external systems. Yes, so if you have serious work, usually it's needed. And also, if you have some kind of field work, data collection, you need these capabilities on how to collect the data in the field without like manually transforming, I don't know, photos and some notes from mobile phone to GIS, which is quite painful. So there are quite a lot solutions around QGIS to solve different parts of this. And we can discuss if you want. I know quite well, for example, QField for mobile data collection, QGIS server, QGIS web client, and GeoServer and stuff like that. I don't try to say that these solutions are bad, but we have our own point of view on all this stuff, and we have our own solution for that. And the main component ensuring the solution of these problems is our web server named NextGIS Web. This is open source application. You can deploy it on your own server for free. The main purpose of NextGIS Web is to aggregate all the data flows you have, like vector data, raster data, external services, WMS, WFS, PostGIS databases, etc., to concentrate them in one place, to set up users, permissions for these users, and turn all these data flows to web maps, published services, and the most important thing in context of today's meeting, to integrate your QGIS stuff together, for them to work together. We built NextGIS Web in many ways. We built it on the top of QGIS. We use QGIS as a main desktop tool, and you can use QGIS as a client for NextGIS Web. You can use QGIS styles to work with them in NextGIS Web, etc. And I will demonstrate it to you. And the very important thing about NextGIS Web is that it's all in one solution. So it has an built-in storage where you can actually store the data. You don't need to maintain databases outside. You can connect to them, but there is a database inside. There is built-in user management system, so you can create users, set up permissions, etc. You can create web maps right here with web interface, and you can publish data to external systems using tile services and this like WMS, WFS, etc. So it's like one box to solve the whole data management flow. And this is the picture of what we call like ready-to-go solution for QGIS-based workflows. We call it QGIS team space. When you have numerous QGIS desktop as clients, they work together with data stored in NextGIS Web, which takes care about data storage, data versioning, conflict resolution, permission management, etc. And then you can reuse this data in mobile applications, interactive web maps, and using like API queries, etc. So I'm going to show you how it looks like and how it works very shortly, very briefly. this is a quick agenda, what we are gonna do. Please tell me, how do you prefer to like handle questions? Should I answer them like on the go or in the end? How do you usually?
Edward, I think you might want to plow through, get through. We'll do questions at the end.
Okay, it's fine. So yeah, first thing we are gonna do is to like deploy this NextGIS Web instance, this server with storage management, user management system, and stuff like that. And you have three options how to get NextGIS Web. So as long as its core is open sourced, you can go to GitHub, take the code, run single Docker command, and have your own like instance of NextGIS Web run on your PC or on your hardware server, on your like rented VPS server as you want. You don't have to let us know that you do it. So it's like real GPL2 licensed open source software. But being open source company, we are still a commercial company, of course, and we sell something. And what we sell is like ready to use cloud access to this. So you can, in several clicks, you can create your own cloud instance without managing any servers. And this is the simplest and fastest option to get started with NextGIS Web. And if you're like doing some serious business, we can deploy it on your server and provide like support, professional deployment, and all the stuff needed, training, what you need to if you are going to use it in like high level production and stuff like that. But again, it's open sourced and you can reproduce everything I will show you today on your own without paying us anything. So it's a very important thing for us. As you can use QGIS, you can also use NextGIS Web. Okay, so I will use, for simplicity, I will use this cloud instance. I want like deploy servers, etc. And the simplest option, you just go to our website, nextgis.com. Here you can find all the basic information about us. You create free account. And in this free account, you can find WebGIS option where you can create your own cloud WebGIS. Just everything you have to set is a name for it and address you prefer, and data center. For example, in Europe, in the United States, and Singapore, depending on where are your clients or team members located. There is a free tier in the cloud, so you can, again, you can start in the cloud for free, try it, and then decide how you want to proceed. Are you using open source solution or using cloud service, etc. And what you can create here is your own instance of NextGIS Web, like controllable by you and hosted, in this case, in our cloud. This instance would look like this. I will open the instance we will use today. It's hosted on the address demo.nextgis.com. You can access it after this meeting. And what you see here is basically the main administrative interface of NextGIS Web. So it's web-based application where you can manage your geospatial data and maps. What you see here is the list of folders, layers, and stuff like that. Here I can see list of folders. I can go to one of these folders, find another list of folders, go to one of these folders, and finally find some layers, maps, etc. I can go further, open some layer, get the metadata about this layer, preview it, understand how it looks like, etc. So I have full like data management web-based interface. You can work with NextGIS Web without QGIS. It's like independent web application, and you can create everything right here in web interface by clicking this Create Resource button. You can see what kind of things you can operate with in NextGIS Web, like vector layers, raster layers, base map, web maps, connections to different kinds of services and databases, or publishing different kinds of services, etc. So that's basically what you can do here. You also have like control panel here. You can manage users. You can manage like different settings, etc., etc. So you can easily like dive deep to it by yourself or using our documentation, tutorials, etc. In the context of QGIS, we propose like more native way to work with your projects. So you don't have to go to this web interface and manually create layers, create maps, etc. You can do everything right from your QGIS instance. So let me show you. This is like quite regular QGIS project of the city of Waterville in Maine. I compiled it from separate projects I took from datanextgis.com, and I also took several additional data sets. For example, this georeferenced topo map from 1957 by USGS, just to have some like diversity in the data. Let us like explore a little bit this project. So it has this raster map, it has a digital elevation model with like calculated hill shade to achieve this kind of visualization. And it has a dozen of vector layers, like styled using advanced QGIS capabilities. So you can see that it's multi-scale map, so it has different appearance on different scale levels. If I will go to, I don't know, for example, road network layer, I'll see that some kind of advanced rule-based symbology set up here. And more than that, I think that some kind of, yes, expression-based color selection is used here. You can see some expressions using some like internal variables, etc., just to ensure that map works well on different scales. Why I highlight this? To show you that we keep all these advanced settings on the whole way we will work with today. We also have custom icons. For example, these road crosswalks or for bicycle lanes. I definitely saw some bicycle lanes in yes, Waterville. So here you can see some green bicyclists, etc. So it's typical, but quite advanced in terms of symbology QGIS project. I also set up very simple custom forms here. I think you know that QGIS allows you to set up attribute forms and use different kinds of widgets to control how you enter the data or edit the data. And for this simple case, I took crosswalks layer, and it has only two attributes like crossing type and a flag if repairment is needed for this particular object. And I selected like value map widget for crossing attribute and checkbox widget for repairment attribute. So when I edit this layer, I have not just simple text edit forms, but like drop-down menu and checkbox interface. So I also did that to show you that we keep all the settings, everything you can set up in layer properties. We keep it for the whole team, not only locally. What I want to do is to share this project to make it available. Like first thing, I want to make it available online for people to access it using web maps. And second thing, I want my colleagues working in QGIS be able to collaborate with me on the same data. So for my 5 colleagues or 50 colleagues or 100 colleagues to open the same project, edit the data, and see each other's edits, see each other's objects created, objects deleted, etc. So that's what I want to achieve. This one, for now, it's 100% local project. I can open properties of any layer and find that they all live in local geo packages stored in this folder. Okay, so no network resources at all. Only 3 base map layers, like for some diversity again. I have positron, Bing satellite, and OpenStreetMap standard base maps, like for user to be able to choose from. I will leave positron active. It's one of my favorite base maps, like very lightweight and really nice. So what we have this deployed NextGIS Web instance in the network, and we have this local QGIS project. I install the plugin, QGIS plugin, named NextGIS Connect. It's available in standard QGIS plugins repository. You can see that it's quite like widely used, having more than 100,000 downloads. Simply find it, install it, and after that, you will see it in web menu, like here, NextGIS Connect, or here on the toolbar, NextGIS Connect toolbar. The only thing you need from NextGIS Connect is this panel. You can like open or close using this button. In this panel, I have a connection pre-configured, but you can, the sense here that you can connect to any like existing NextGIS Web instance. It could be deployed anywhere. It could be deployed on your own computer from GitHub code, and you will like connect to localhost, I don't know, 8080. So it doesn't matter. You can connect to any instance of NextGIS Web. I have connection to the same demo.nextgis.com instance. And as you can see, I see the same resource tree here right in QGIS. So if I go to the root here in the web interface, you can see base maps, demo project examples, map style gallery, and I see all the same here. What I can do is to find anything of my interest from NextGIS Web and like connect to it, connect to layer, connect to map, etc. So I can build bridges between my local environment and web environment. What I want to do now is to publish this water wheel map or QGIS project to the web to make it accessible for my team or my collaborators, etc. I will select this showcase folder as a place where I want to publish the data and push just one button, upload all. So upload all is to copy the whole project and send it to the web. Let me try to use it. I want to export my project under the same water wheel name. And now, like the project is being created layer by layer, style by style, base map by base map. It's being like reproduced on the web on the website. During this process, I can take a look at the folder. I can see that water wheel folder has been created, and inside I can see that a lot of layers have been created already. I can work with them. I can open buildings layer, see its features, preview them, see the attribute table. Only one like attribute here is available, etc. So we make a full copy of our database, and we now store everything in the web. We are not just, create some tile picture of this map or something like that. We create real like database. And automatically, right after creation, web map has been opened. So you can see that some kind of URL here for this web map. Yes, and we can see exactly the same picture as we do in local QGIS instance. So it renders exactly the same. there is no like compatibility layer because we use QGIS as a map renderer. So on the back end of NextGIS Web, QGIS takes the data, transforms it to the image and sent back to the browser. So that's why you have almost 100% the same styles, including all this expression-based, symbology, rule-based, cluster points, and stuff like that. I see that legend works the same. Yes, I can find all these categories and toggle them. And raster map also has been translated, and digital elevation model, everything. And I can, like, for example, query the pixel value. I can query the feature attributes. I think river should have some name, yes, Meslonsky stream, etc. So I have reconstructed my QGIS project in the web, and now I can share this map for people to like interact with it, etc. This map is not the analyst's workspace. We currently don't build, processing tools available here on web interface, etc. It's mostly for data exploration and sharing. So you can explore data tables, you can identify features, search them, you can set up filters. As for example, I may want to see only restaurants, and I will see only restaurants on these points of interest layer. So we have all these like gentleman set tools here, measurements, swipe, etc., etc. Some simple printing interface with possibility to enable legend, title, etc., etc. But yeah, quite functional and a capable web map interface. More than that, you can, if you have enough permissions, you can edit features right here in the web interface. As for example, I can activate editing mode for this point layer. You'll see some simple tool set to edit the data. Let me select a different layer, polygon, for example, airport area. And so I can draw new features. I can set up attributes. I can set up descriptions and create attachments to any features of my layer. So you can enrich your database with photos, PDF documents, etc., attached to any separate feature you want. So that's shortly about the web interface. And what underlies this web map is that in water wheel folder in web interface, I can find this web map resource. Yes, I can edit it. I can manage layers, what layers I want to see here, how they should be called, which base maps should be available, etc., etc. By default, web map takes as many things as possible from QGIS project, but you can then modify it independently. You can like set up different set of layers, base maps, modify all settings, etc. So that's about what we published. But in the context of QGIS, another thing could be more interesting is how to collaborate on this data inside QGIS and other QGIS instances. So imagine that, for example, I want John to collaborate. Yes, I want him to connect to the same project, and we want to work together on it. I will be very brief. I can create a user here, new user. For example, let me just John. With some kind of password. I create a new user. And after that, I can set up permissions for this user is now in the context of my WebGIS. By default, he can do nothing. because I have to like clearly define what this user have to be able to do. So I go to the same showcase water wheel folder, go to editing mode, and under the permissions tab here, I can add new rule that John should be able to do anything he wants in this folder. As you can see, I can set up these permissions very like granularly. Yes, I can allow or deny very particular things, or I can allow or deny like everything in once. It depends on my task and my team outline, etc. For example, I want to simultaneously want to deny guests to see anything. So guests wouldn't even know that this project exists, but John would be able to like do anything he wants. Edit the data, create new layers, delete layers, etc. I return back to QGIS, and to show you how it could look like, I will close the project. Yes, like I have clean instance of QGIS. I can reset my connection and select like John's credentials here. Like I want to connect on behalf of John. I won't spend time on this. You can just use the credentials and this password we set. I activate the same NextGIS Connect panel on my like third-party QGIS instance, find the same water wheel project published. And what I can do here is to find this web map. Web map is like a project analog. So all project settings are stored in this web map resource. And I simply say, I want to add this map to QGIS. When I say this, the full QGIS project is being like rebuilt, reconstructed on my local machine. Yeah, so I can see that layers wait for being synchronized. You can see this new icon, not standard QGIS sync. Yes, and layer by layer, they are being downloaded from server to like reconstruct the project locally. And now I have all layers synchronized. I have like raster layers available as cloud optimized GeoTIFFs. And they fully like workable here. So what I got is like the same QGIS project. If I will open properties of this crosswalks layer, I will find that all my like widget settings and stuff like that have been like preserved. So I have essentially the same QGIS project. And but now the situation is different from what we had 15 minutes ago, because these layers are now in breached mode with our storage. You can see this synchronization indication. What it means that all changes we will make to these layers would be synchronized to server, and all changes happened on server from different like sources would be synchronized to our local machine. So for example, I will do strange thing, but just for us to see the difference, I will create a new feature in road network layer. And this feature would be like senseless, but visible. I create new road. I said that this is a primary road in terms of OpenStreetMap, just for this road to get this style dependent on this attribute. Yeah, so I created this road in QGIS. I want to highlight that I can use the whole QGIS tool sets here, so I'm not limited with standard digitizing toolbox. I can use advanced tools, I can use plugins. Doesn't matter, you can all use everything you have in QGIS to work with your data. I save the changes. I can see that layer has been synchronized very fastly, and I return back to my web map. I zoom out, and I can see this road appeared immediately here on my web map. And if the other people connected to the same project from their QGIS instances, they will see the same road appears on their QGIS instances. So we now have this like integrated workspace, and we use the same storage. We work with the same data storage. But the important thing here is that if I turn off internet now and continue to work with my QGIS project, all the changes would be like stored locally until internet connection appears again. So it's possible to work offline. For example, you can download this QGIS project, connect to it, disable internet connection, go to the field for 2 weeks, enjoy this time without internet, return back to the office, connect and synchronize all the stuff you have collected and created in your QGIS project, synchronized back to the web storage. So for many cases, it's very, very important, especially if you have some expeditions or something like that. Very well. It works on both sides. So let me draw something stupid, like for example, new airport area here, and save changes. I now draw in the web on the web map side. You see, yes, in the web interface. And if I return back to my QGIS, you can set up update check frequency. By default, it's set to 1 minute, but you can always run synchronization manually. Airport area. Let me run the synchronization. I can see that this object appears here in QGIS as well. It could feel a little bit insecure in terms of like data integrity. Yes. So we created several mechanisms to help you to feel secure. First thing is data version control. So I created one additional feature in this road layer. Let me open this road network layer. I can open it in web interface right from QGIS. You can see that in context menu of each layer. Oh, I shouldn't do that. I added road network layer second time. No sense. I can create services right from QGIS, etc. And I can simply open this resource in WebGIS. I open this vector layer in WebGIS interface, and here I can find version history feature. I open version history, and here I can see the full table of all changes happened to this dataset. I can see that I created this layer with 2542 features several minutes, 10 minutes ago, and 2 minutes ago I created one additional feature, so I can see the whole history here. It works very well. If you have, I have example here, just want to show you. Yes, in real projects where you have a lot of people working with your data, you will see the full outline. Yes, and it's very helpful. What's important here is that you can select any particular version you're interested in and revert the whole layer to this version, or create a copy of this state of this layer. For example, you know that Eduard made terrible mistake and corrupted your data, and you want to roll back these changes. You can simply revert the previous version, and that's it. Or you don't want to revert this layer to a different condition, but you want to see how this layer looked like 2 months ago, and you can simply create a copy of one particular layer state. So it's like, I don't know if you work with code version control systems like Git or something like that. It's very similar thing. You can create branches, rollback changes, etc. Let me try to revert changes to the initial version. I want to cancel everything happened after. You can see that I didn't lose this history. I just created a new record where all stuff happened between now and version I selected just has been reverted. If I will go back to my QGIS, I will see that this row disappeared because I reverted the changes. Very helpful thing if you work in teams. And one more thing to show you, I guess, is conflict resolution. And this row disappeared from WebMap as well. Imagine that we now will affect the same feature by two different sources. So for example, I want to edit this report area from my web browser. I change geometry, for example, and I change the same feature in my desktop, but in very different way, like that. And I save changes in the web browser. I change an object, and I save the changes in my QGIS instance. QGIS like detected the conflict. It says that this feature has been modified different ways in different sources. So I have local version, that's how I changed it here. And I can see the actual remote version, which is different from we saw before. So here I should decide which option I prefer. I can apply local changes, I can apply remote changes. If there are conflict in attributes, I can also handle it. I will select my local version as a result, save changes, and I can see in my web browser that this feature has been like modified again according to the choice we made. Okay, so I believe that's the main things I wanted to share with you. If I have another 5 minutes, I can also show you how you can connect field workers to the same project. So let me know if I have these 5 minutes or it's better to.
Yeah, I think we have some interrupts, Edward, so go for it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have several mobile applications. Unfortunately, they are available on Android only for like several reasons. And these three applications are NextGIS Mobile is application for advanced editing and data management, NextGIS Collector for simplified data collection for big teams, and NextGIS Tracker to collect and synchronize GPS tracks. Honestly speaking, there is no point in using these applications outside NextGIS platform. So if you don't use NextGIS Web as a place where you manage your geospatial data, for example, NextGIS Mobile won't be helpful. It can do some things separately, but we designed it to work together with NextGIS Web. NextGIS Mobile is open source application, so it's free. If you deployed NextGIS Web on your own server, you can install NextGIS Mobile from Google Play and use it like without any limitations. So it's open source as well. I should have my mobile phone available here. I hope it will work. Share screen. Yeah. So it's my personal mobile phone. I hold in my hands, and I have this NextGIS mobile application, like usual application. This is how its interface looks like. Map, the main thing you can see here. What I can do is to open layers panel and see that I can manage like layers from local files. I can create layers right here on my NextGIS mobile. And the very important button here is add from WebGIS. So we have WebGIS integration here. I have several WebGIS instances connected to this mobile phone. You can connect as many as you need. And you can see that demo.nextgis.com, the instance we worked with today, is available in my account. So I select it. I can see the same folders, the same data infrastructure on my mobile screen. I select the same showcase folder. I find this water wheel folder, and I can see the list of layers and maps and folders available in project we published several minutes ago. Each vector layer could be added in two ways, as a vector dataset and raster dataset. So if you add it as a raster dataset, it will be rendered on your mobile phone using QGIS style you selected. And if you select vector, you will download actual vector features and you will be able to edit them, create new features, etc. I will select this crosswalks layer as vector, and for example, I will select, I don't know, airport area as a raster. So I add these two layers here. I can see them. I can see crosswalks layer being synchronized. You can see these arrows. And I can see the both data sets here. If I disable base map, I can see these features we created, and I can see all crosswalks like vector features. So I can select any, explore its attributes, etc. And I can create, let me create some new feature in this layer. For example, somewhere far away, somewhere here, I create a new feature. I can attach photo to it. I can set up attributes. I won't do anything. I just create a new feature and synchronize changes. What I should see both in my QGIS and both in my web map is this crosswalk appeared somewhere here. Crosswalks are not very wise choice because they have scale limited rendering, but I can open feature table, find this new feature, go to it, and find it created here. You can see this icon. If I zoom out, I will see that it's has been created in the place we selected on mobile device. And same in QGIS. If I zoom in, I will see this. Let me do the same trick. I should run synchronization. Find the same new feature, zoom to it, and yes, find it here. Yeah, here is my small person. So it's very brief demonstration. The point is that you have mobile tools connected to the same infrastructure, and this mobile tool is like open source as well. So you have this full suite serving like creating the full or almost the full geospatial data infrastructure you can deploy and use. That's the main point of what I wanted to share. To finish, before finish, I wanted to share several articles that could be helpful for you if you want to start. The main article is published on our website, named From Solo QGIS Project to Team Spaces, how NextGIS platform scales your workflows. You have a lot of information here. You can start from it. And you can find two freshly baked articles. One published on Medium, another published on Dev2. They're a little bit more technical and focused on how to deploy WebJS from open source to your own server. And second is focused on how to start collaborating in QGIS using this deployed server. So everything free, no paywalls, no nothing. Explore and enjoy. So yes, that's pretty much from my side. I would be happy to continue conversation, help you, show you something else. Feel free to reach out to me. The best way to do it, I believe, is my LinkedIn or email. John has it for sure. Contact us any way convenient for you. And thanks a lot for having me. Would be glad to discuss anything right now. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Edward. I will also want to congratulate you on pronouncing Messalonsky stream perfectly. That was great. Um, People here in Maine sometimes don't even get those right. That was very, very interesting. And I know for myself, I'm going to go back and watch this again and look at some of your other resources because it looks excellent the way everything is integrated together. So I know a lot of people only have the hour, but we'll keep going and answer the questions that are in the chat. So, uh, John, I think these were primarily from you. Do you want to go through them?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Edward. You can read them.
Yeah, first question is about, does NextGIS Web offer vector tiles as output for the web app then? If so, do they get styled by the QGIS project? Very, very good question. Two answers. The core like workflow based on raster tiles, and the main reason of it is QGIS rendering. To achieve all these beautiful things, beautiful styles, you have to use raster rendering because QGIS renders it for you as a raster. When we talk about like publishing QGIS projects and working with web maps here in built-in web maps interface, you are currently limited to raster rendering. And that's not a catastrophe, but like significant limitation, I agree. But in the same time, if you will open any layer, any vector layer hosted in NextGIS Web, for example, I don't know, road network layer, you can find that it is automatically published using vector tiles protocol. So you can access this layer data using this endpoint providing vector tiles. So if you have some third-party application and you want to deliver your data to it, one of the ways to do it is to use this vector tiles protocol. It's automatic thing, so you can enter any vector layer and you can find this endpoint generated specifically for this particular layer. So we support vector tiles in this way, but don't support them in the way you asked on the web maps, etc. I hope we will find a solution for that. Second question from John is versioning done within PostGIS or the app layer? If PostGIS cannot be integrated with externally hosted PostGIS such as Supabase. So yes, versioning is handled by PostGIS. We create and maintain additional tables for each vector layer to keep and collect the history and then make this history actionable. But we do it in our own inside PostGIS. We use the data storage. When you connect to the external PostGIS, we don't control anything on this external database, and all these advanced features like data version control, etc., they are not available. So you can connect to external PostGIS databases and use data from them, but without this versioning. So for example, if you use Supabase as a hosting provider for your PostGIS database, you can work with it, but without versioning. We promote NextGIS Web as a solution for storing the data. So it's very, very hard for us to support this advanced stuff for external data providers for obvious reasons. So I hope I answered your question. Third question from John. John writes that he has set up NextGIS community on his own server. It was pretty easy after watching the video. What kinds of support can be provided if it were deployed for an organization before, during, and after deployment? That includes the full NextGIS stack, server, QGIS, and mobile. So for obvious reasons, we do not provide commercial support for community edition because that's a direct way to the bankruptcy. We have a community forum. We have community forum. It lives on community.nextgis.com, and John has already discovered it and asked several questions. So we provide volunteering support for community editions here in Telegram chat, NextGIS Talks, and maybe in LinkedIn. But we do not provide any guaranteed support for open source users. If you want to have support, you have to subscribe on cloud plan or buy on-premise license, and you will have the full support for the full stack, etc. It's possible to buy only support for the lower price. For example, you use open source editions, community edition, you deploy them, you use them on your own, but you need some guaranteed support. We can handle it for some reduced price, but for free, unfortunately, only forum and chat, etc. Fourth question from John: is there support for multi-factor authentication for users? Some advanced in community edition, only basic authentication now is available. In on-premise solution, you can use Cloak. It's special PaaS user management layer, popular application. You can use it to manage your own user database, but only in on-premise edition, unfortunately. Next question from John: can other mobile apps like QField read or edit data in NextGIS server using standard services from NextGIS, for example? Yes, they can't connect natively, as for example QGIS using NextGIS Connect or our own application, but you can always create public service. Let me show you. You can create resource. You can create, I don't know, WFS service. WFS service. You can select the layers you want to publish using WFS. Let it be, crosswalks and land use. You can set up this service, create it, and what you got is this WFS service endpoint. You can use it in ArcGIS, QField if it supports WFS, MapInfo, anything. So yes, if your third-party application supports one of this, like OGC API feature service, WFS, WMS, vector tiles, or we also have each layer has raster tiles endpoint. If your application supports any of it, you can connect it and use it in this third-party application. That was what I meant in when I discussed this slide. Yeah, so we support integration with other systems through this OGC services creation. So it wasn't easy, but I finished with John's questions.
Thank you, Eduard. That was great.
Yeah, that was excellent. This is recorded, so I hope the people who had to drop off know that, so that they can go hear the rest of this. But this has been excellent, and we truly appreciate it. And if you're ever in Maine,
I would like to, yes.
we'd love to have you come to Maine GIS user group meeting sometime. That would be great. Any last questions before we sign off?
Just a small statement from my side. You can publish this record and use it anyway without any cuts. So
Okay, thank you.
no limits from my side. Yes.
Right. All right. Well, very good. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Have a great day. Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for having me. Goodbye.